Hi everyone! Welcome back to another episode of Project Accounting. So for today's episode, we will talk about the overview of non-assurance engagements. So at the end of this lecture, you will be able to identify examples of non-assurance engagements and describe each non-assurance engagements. So sa ating first episode, nalaman natin na not all engagements are assurance engagements. Yung mga engagements performed by practitioner that do not meet the definition of assurance engagement are classified as non-assurance engagements or services. So non-assurance engagements are those that do not result in the practitioner's expression of a conclusion that provides a level of assurance, whether negative or other form of assurance. In other words, walang assurance na binibigay si practitioner sa reliability ng assertion. So kung hindi nagbibigay ng assurance sa reliability ng assertion to mga non-assurance, para saan naman ito? Ang primary purpose ni practitioner kaya siya gumagawa ng mga non-assurance services is to provide advice and technical assistance sa client to conduct its business more effectively. So examples of non-assurance engagements include related services such as agreed upon procedures, engagements, and compilations of financial statements, then tax services such as preparation of tax returns where no conclusion conveying assurance is expressed, and consulting or advisory services such as management and tax consulting. So let's dig deeper sa mga examples ng mga non-assurance engagements. So first is agreed upon procedures. Agreed upon procedures engagement is an engagement in which a practitioner is engaged to carry out procedures to which the practitioner and the engaging party and if relevant other parties have agreed and to communicate the procedures performed and the related findings in an agreed upon procedures report. So in other words, yung objective ng agreed upon procedures is to carry out procedures as agreed between by the auditor and the entity and any appropriate third parties. Walang assurance sa reliability ng assertion ang ina-express ng AUP report kasi yung users or recipients of the report yung mag-a-assess for themselves the procedures and findings reported by the auditor tapos sila din yung mag-form ng kanilang conclusions. Yung report sa AUP is restricted lang sa mga parties na nag-agree dun sa procedures to be performed kasi possible na ma-misinterpret ng iba yung results. Next naman is yung compilation of financial or other information engagements. So compilation engagement is an engagement in which a practitioner applies accounting and financial reporting expertise to assist management in the preparation and presentation of financial information of an entity in accordance with an applicable financial reporting framework. So in other words, yung objective ng compilation services is for the accountants to use their accounting expertise as opposed sa auditing expertise to collect, classify, and summarize financial information. These engagement include preparation of financial statements. So usually sa compilation engagement, nire-reduce lang yung data to a manageable and understandable form kahit na walang test na ginawa sa mga assertions. Dahil sa mga procedures na ginawa ni accountant, walang assurance ang ina-express sa financial information. Next naman is yung mga tax services. Tax services include both tax compliance and tax planning. Tax compliance includes the preparation of tax returns and acting as client's representative to tax authorities or in tax litigations. So yung tax planning naman, it includes determination of the tax consequences of planned or potential transactions, followed by making suggestions on the most desirable course of action. So masasabi natin na non-assurance yung mga tax services if yung mga tax returns na pinipare ay walang conclusion na ina-express. So last but not the least is yung management consulting and other advisory services. So management advisory or consulting services refers to the function of providing professional advisory services, the primary purpose of which is to improve clients' use of its capabilities and resources to achieve the objectives of the organization. So in other words, ang objective ng management advisory services is to provide advice and assistance to improve yung use ni client ng kanyang mga resources para ma-achieve yung objective ng kanilang organization. Yung advice or assistance to clients may cover yung entity's organization, operations, risk management, systems design and implementation, process, personnel, corporate finances, or other activities. So since na-discuss na natin yung mga assurance and non-assurance services, let's distinguish some assurance services such as audit and review to some non-assurance services such as agreed upon procedures and compilation. So first, in terms of their objectives. The objective ng audit is to express an opinion on the fairness of the financial statement, while yung review naman, its objective is to report whether anything has come to the auditor's attention that causes him to believe that the financial statements are not fair. Yung agreed upon procedures naman, yung objective niya is to perform audit procedures agreed on with the client and any appropriate third parties identified in the report, while yung compilation naman, ang objective niya is to assist the client in financial statements preparation by using accounting expertise as opposed to auditing expertise. So next naman is yung mga characteristics nila. So sa audit, it enhances the credibility of the financial statements. While yung review naman, less yung scope niya kaysa sa audit. Then yung agreed upon procedures, the recipients of the report must form their own conclusion from the report and the report is restricted lang sa mga contracting parties. While sa compilation naman, yung accounting expertise rather than auditing is used and users derive some benefit because the service has been performed with due professional skill and due care. Next naman is yung mga procedures, how they gather evidences. So sa audit, they gather evidences through risk assessment, test of controls and substantive testing. Sa review naman, limited lang sa inquiry and analytical procedures. Sa agreed upon procedures, based dun sa napag-agrihan nila between the parties, while sa compilation naman is true reading of the financial statement for obvious misstatements. So next naman is yung level of assurance provided by the practitioner. So sa audit as discussed, reasonable assurance. Sa review naman, limited assurance. Then sa agreed upon procedures and compilation is no assurance. So last na yung report provided. Sa audit, which is audit report which contains positive assurance on assertion. Sa review naman, yung review report containing negative assurance on assertion. Sa agreed upon procedures, which is yung AUP report, which report on the factual findings of procedures. And yung sa compilation naman is yung compilation report, which identify information compiled. So, kailangan nating tandaan na sa mga non-assurance engagement, dapat walang mga words such as assurance, audit, or review. Dapat hindi rin sinasabi na nag-apply sa mga assurance engagement standards such as PSAs, PSREs, or PSAEs. And dapat walang mga statement na pwedeng ma-misinterpret as assurance engagements. So to summarize what we have learned today, non-assurance engagements are those that do not result in the practitioner's expression of a conclusion that provides a level of assurance, whether negative or other form of assurance. Examples of non-assurance engagements include agreed upon procedures, wherein the practitioner is engaged to carry out procedures to which the practitioner and the engaging party have agreed and to communicate the procedures performed and the related findings in an agreed upon procedures report. Compilation, in which the practitioner applies accounting and financial reporting expertise to assist management in the preparation and presentation of financial information of an entity in accordance with an applicable financial reporting framework. Tax services, which includes the tax compliance, which is the preparation of tax returns, and tax planning, which helps to determine the tax consequences of planned or potential transactions, followed by making suggestions on the most desirable course of action. Lastly is yung management advisory or consulting services, which refers to the function of providing professional advisory or consulting services, the primary purpose of which is to improve clients' use of its capabilities and resources to achieve the objectives of the organization. So after nating i-discuss yung mga non-assurance engagements, on our next episode, I will now introduce you to the world of auditing. So if you like this video and if this video helped you, please give a thumbs up and subscribe for more episodes. Thank you.